Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about things that you can do to help out your dry skin during these colder months. I don't know about you guys and where you live, but for me and where I live, the very beginning of November we had snow, and not as in like flurries, but we had actual snow and accumulation. That was insane. I have not seen snow that early in such a long time. But anywho, off point, I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on what can help you out with these colder months if you are somebody like me who gets a little bit drier during these months. I am combo, so I have a tendency to get a little bit more oily in the T-zone, and I can be dry, normal, whatever. It just depends on the day, on the rest of my face. And during the winter months, I get extremely, extremely dry on my cheeks and around my mouth. It really becomes a problem, especially because I use things like Retin-A, which really can dry out your skin. I wake up some mornings and I will have flaking right here already. So I'm going to go over my tips and tricks on what I like to do to help my skin not be as dry. The very first thing is something that everybody can do very easily, and it will save you a little bit of money as well, and that is turning your thermostat down. I know we all want to be a little bit warmer in the house, but that heat will dry out your skin barrier, everything during the winter months, the cold months in general. It gets depleted of its hydration very, very quickly. So all you have to do is turn it down a little bit. I keep my house at 68 to 69 degrees. Keeps it warm enough in here, and I'll cuddle up in a blanket if I need to and put on a pair of my slippers. Doing that alone really helps to not make it so dry in your house. With that being said, this is something that I have not done yet, but I am currently shopping for. I actually have one in my cart, and it is a humidifier. Getting a humidifier will put moisture back into the air, and then that again is going to help your skin from being so dry. I'm not going to have one in every room of my house, but I will have one in my bedroom. Like I said, I'm currently shopping for one. Let me see which one it is that I am currently looking at. If you guys have one that you love, please let me know, because this is something that I really want to do. But I know there's like a lot of things involved. You have to keep it clean so it doesn't get mold or anything like that. And where's it at? Oh my goodness, I don't even see it. Okay, here it is. All right, this is the one that I am looking at, and I'm specifically looking for one that is quiet because it's going to be in my bedroom. I wear earplugs to go to sleep. I do not like any kind of repetitive noises or anything like that, so I want a very quiet humidifier and I'm going to be placing that in my room. So I think that is something that you can do, and you can get humidifiers very, very inexpensively. I have found them on Amazon for 20 bucks. It's easy. I'm trying to find one that is going to be easier to clean because I'm really bad about that and I don't want it to get disgusting. All right, moving on to the next thing. Quit washing your face in the morning. This is not only for the cold months, but in general. I can't tell you what a difference this has made, and I really have noticed the difference now with the colder months coming. I am not nearly as dry as I would be already because it's been 19 degrees outside. I am outside taking my dogs out for a walk. I'm taking them to the bathroom. I am constantly in and out, and then it's always cold. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I don't wash my face in the mornings anymore. And I started this a couple months ago. I got a facial, and she was like, "Why are you washing your face in the morning?" I was like, "Because it's dirty. I mean, it's been on my pillow or whatever." She's like, "No. All you need to do is splash lukewarm water on your face." And I was like, "No way, absolutely not. I am so oily in my T-zone, da 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 da." She said, "Well, when you wake up, hasn't your skincare already sank in and you're not oily?" I was like, "Well, I guess no." I said, "Sometimes I'm still a little bit oily in the morning, but overall, my skincare has sunk into my skin." She said, "If you're using too much or your skin isn't liking the skincare that you are using, it's going to sit on top of your face." Mine doesn't do that, so I guess my skin likes my skincare. But I found that this has not only helped with my dry areas, but it's helped with my oil production as well. This wasn't right away. This wasn't an overnight thing that happened. it's steadily gotten better and better and better. I don't use just the splashing method because I can't. I feel like I need something more. So what I do is I take a washcloth that is only for my face. I use lukewarm water and I kind of set it on my skin, on my face, and then I will lightly kind of dab. I do not scrub because you're not trying to exfoliate your face. You just want to get, you know, anything that could be on your face off. And then I go in and I start my skincare routine. It has been a game changer for me. And like I said, less oily and less dry. I recommend that to everybody, any time of the year, but especially during these winter months. If you're dry, you really, really should check that out. Try it out. See what happens. You might be surprised. The next thing is quit exfoliating as much. If you are dry and you're exfoliating, you're drying your skin out more and more and more. I prefer chemical exfoliators to the actual physical ones. I think that they are much better on the skin, and Retin-A is going to exfoliate the skin. I like my Pharmacy resurfacing night serum, a few things like that, but I don't do it as often during the winter because again, I don't want to over exfoliate. If I am too dry, I am not going to do as many times during that week. So there's that. All right, moving on to the next thing is kind of changing your skincare in general. If you use a gel during the summer, like me, I love the TATCHA Water Cream. This thing is the bee's knees. I've actually found that I'm still able to use this, not every single day, but on days where my skin isn't as dry, I still am able to use this through the winter, and I haven't been able to do that prior to me not washing my face in the morning. The water cream is amazing. I love this, especially if you're oily. You will really get on well with this. I just purchased another one because I am almost out of this, but I have switched up for the majority over to my Dewy Skin Cream. This one is amazing. It is so nice. This is what I have on right now underneath my makeup. It wears well underneath my makeup. It really hydrates and moisturizes my skin. And if I feel like I'm just a little too dry, I'm feeling a little tight, it just does it. I love that. So just switching up your moisturizers and skincare in general is going to really help out your skin because it's going to need a little bit more than what it needs during the warmer months. And another thing, I mentioned this recently, I love essences, I love hydrating serums, all of that. I am always on the dehydration struggle bus, so I try a lot of them. I am now using my La Mer Revitalizing Hydrating Serum because it's the only one that truly does some magic for my face during these cold months. During the summer, I love the Hungarian water essence. This one's amazing. I really like the Clinique Moisture Surge concentrate. It comes in a pump. There's a few, but I definitely suggest having a hydrating serum somewhere in your routine. It really is going to help just boost that hydration. Even if you decide to go with something as simple as a hyaluronic acid serum, it will be so helpful to your skin. This one is a hard one for me because I love bath time. Not a big shower person, but not like I don't take a shower, but I prefer to have my baths. I love taking baths. You want to limit that. You do not want to be in a steaming hot shower for 20 minutes and you're really dehydrating your skin. Your skin is just taking out all the hydration whenever you're doing that. Yeah, you're going to open up your pores, but you're also going to be drying out your skin. And the same thing can happen in the tub. I kind of try to counteract this one. I just have a hard time with it and abiding by my own rules. I open up the door so that I get some more airflow through the room, but I do not stay in the bath as long because I don't want everything just sucked out of my skin. I feel like I'm a little bit back and forth. I should have made this into a list that was categorized, but I didn't because I was doing this in the middle of the night last night and I was just writing them down as I was thinking of them. So forgive me. If something like a hydrating serum is not enough for you, add in an oil. Again, with La Mer, I love their oil. I swear by it. I have gone through several of them. It's just something about that particular oil. I'll leave it on the screen because I always forget. I think it's like the Renew It. I don't remember, but it's amazing. However, It is pricey. Another one that I like is from ELIMIS. I will leave that on the screen. It is a really wonderful one. If you have acne or are prone to acne, argan oil, really nice. Just adding that into your skincare routine, even if it's just at night, will give you that extra boost of moisture. But remember that it goes last. You put that on top of everything else you have done, so that if you put it on first and you put anything else on top of it, nothing is going to be able to go through that oil. It's always thinnest to thickest, and oil is going to be the thickest. So you want to put that on last, over top of even your moisturizer. Speaking of moisturizers and retin-A, if you're using an exfoliant or retin-A or anything like that, and you know that there's areas on your face that do not need to have that extra exfoliation, use a moisturizer first and then after as well. If I am noticing that around my mouth is really dry, but the rest of my skin, it needs some exfoliation, but not here, what I like to do is put my moisturizer around my mouth. I will wait a good 10 minutes, and then I will put on my retin-A, and then I'll put moisturizer again right around this area, and that will help prevent extra exfoliating happening right at that area. It will help it to not be so dry, and it will definitely help with the discomfort that comes with flaking sometimes. Oh my gosh, sometimes it really actually hurts, especially during the cold season. Oh, this side's my bad side. Oof. Moving on to makeup. I think the first thing that everybody knows, and I think everybody just does instinctually, because what looks good on you during the summer might not look as good during the winter. That's your foundation. I like to switch things up. I don't like to go for things that are really matte during the winter. I like to use something that's a little bit more thin and a little bit more natural, maybe have a little bit of dewiness to it, not overly so, again, because I am combo, but I don't want to put anything on my skin that is really heavy. I like to stick with thinner foundations, and I really like to use foundations that have ingredients that are going to help out your skin. Granted, I'm going to get the majority of my skincare through my actual skincare, but having it in your foundation is not a bad idea. Underneath your foundations, consider your primers. I would highly suggest, let me grab it, this little guy right here I have been talking about and raving about non-stop. This is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Primer. This is not going to make you an oily mess. It's not going to be too much, but it's going to add in that hydration and really help your makeup just look better. It's going to help with longevity, but again, hydration underneath your makeup. You will thank me for this during the winter time. You will absolutely love it. And of course, there's more on the market. I love the MAC Natural Radiance. That one's a really great one, especially if you are oily, because it helps to control oil as well as hydrating. I like the new Fenty hydrating primer. There's several ones, but I would definitely switch over to a hydrating primer, but you don't have to put that everywhere. Myself, I have a priming technique video where I go over how I prime my skin, and I do targeted areas. On the perimeter of my face, I use something completely different than what I use on my pores. I always have a pore filling primer and MAC Skin Refine Zone on my pores all year round. However, on the perimeter of my face, I like to use other things, and this one has been my go-to. And I also really love the TATCHA Silk Canvas. So if you're wanting that smoothing effect, but you don't want to dry out your skin, the TATCHA Silk Canvas is amazing. All right, I can already tell you what the next one is without looking at my phone. Quit baking. If you are noticing, excuse me, my throat is trying to give me issues. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. If you are noticing that your under eyes are just looking more dry than normal, stop baking. Stop doing it, or at least pinpoint it. So for me, I have really been enjoying my BECCA powder. Again, I use this the majority of the time. Yes, when I'm on camera, I do use the Huda Beauty to catch any fallout. And if I notice that I'm having issues with my pores, I am definitely going to bake. However, I do prefer to use something like this to do all over and just have a lighter application, especially if my under eyes are looking just a little bit drier. This is one of my absolute favorite powders for the under eye. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. It does not make my pores look bad. It makes my fine lines disappear. And then I love the primer as well, but I use that year round. I would just say, Be careful with the baking. Down here, if you like to cut out your cheekbone or whatever, it's not gonna make as big of a difference if you have a normal skin, but if you have dry skin and you're doing that, you're just sucking all the moisture out of your skin. So just keep that in mind. Consider the baking and how you are putting it on, where you're placing it, how long you're leaving it on, and all of that. The last thing I want to mention has to do with setting sprays, finishing sprays. I would look at your ingredients on those sprays. If you are noticing that you are getting more and more dry and you are somebody who uses a setting spray every single time you do your makeup, they have alcohol in them. I'm not anti-alcohol when it comes to makeup or whatever. I have certain foundations that have alcohol in them. I love them, but I just don't use them back to back. And the same thing goes with setting sprays. I used to use them all the time, but I don't anymore because I don't want to constantly be putting alcohol on my face. It really does exacerbate any kind of issue that I have. It might set my makeup and I might look good, but my areas that I am dry in become more dry. So I really like to use things like my TATCHA Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I love to use this. And one thing I hear a lot about this is that I don't like spraying it on my face or it's a little too heavy. I don't spray this on my face. I take it on the bottom of my sponge. Let me shake it up a little bit. I spray it. And then I will take that and I will go right over wherever I need to. And that will give me my glow. And press everything in, and it's not too much. That is the way I like to use the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, because if I spray it just on my face, it's just a little bit too much, and I don't really like it on my pores. Another one that I love is my Glow recipe. I have been grabbing for that one nonstop. I use this today, and obviously I just put on the Tatcha one. I spray this all over. I go to town with this one. Those are what I prefer instead of using an actual setting spray. And I don't think that with my method of how I do on my makeup, I'm setting everything, I'm buffing, I am then taking my spray and making sure everything is sunk in. I don't have any issues with longevity at all. So if you're wondering, if I take out my setting spray, is my makeup not going to last as long? There's definitely other things that you can do to make your makeup last long. A primer, making sure that you set where you need to set, and even going in with the mist and pressing things in is going to help out. You don't always have to have a setting spray. Anywho, that is it for my suggestions for the cold weather months and dry skin. Let me know if this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Also, if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them down below. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.